Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
The American border is a ticking time bomb anticipating an economic collapse. According to the latest federal data, the U.S. Border Patrol has apprehended 3,138 more minors in 2015 attempting to enter the U.S. illegally than in 2014. This rush of foreigners impacts our laws, economy, and political landscape. The burden on the American taxpayer is enormous. But if an American wants to enter Tijuana, Mexico from San Diego at the San Ysidro Crossing, they must now show a passport and pay $20 for a 6-month permit. U.S. pedestrians have always entered Mexico unhindered until now. The new Mexican border security is intended to stop American criminals fleeing into Mexico. Meanwhile, U.S. ICE agents released over 30,000 criminal illegals onto the streets of America in 2014 alone. And the augmentation to record-level human trafficking is staggering. Breitbart reports that illegals in Mission, Texas kidnapped other illegal aliens and held them at a stash house where they would demand ransom from their families, beating the illegals with baseball bats and keeping them in inhumane conditions. But how do you stop a billion-dollar industry with ties to the big banks funding our representatives? For example, in March 2010, Wachovia settled the biggest action brought under the U.S. Bank Secrecy Act through the U.S. District Court in Miami. Now that the year's deferred prosecution has expired, the bank is in effect in the clear. It paid federal authorities $110 million in forfeiture for allowing transactions later proved to be connected to drug smuggling and incurred a $50 million fine for failing to monitor cash used to ship 22 tons of cocaine. And no individual was brought to justice. Meanwhile, the drug cartel-fueled commercial banking industry lobbies senators and congressmen with millions. Notice the Democratic spike in donations in 2008 during President Obama's rise to the White House. Breitbart reports Dr. Ben Carson visited the Arizona-Mexico border. After Carson suggested drones and National Guard troops to secure the border, Arizona Sheriff Paul Babu explained it bluntly. "We don't have drones ourselves. We have a couple of helicopters, and this is why there shouldn't be one county fighting the drug cartels. We had a $3 billion drug bust. We arrested 76 in one day. They were carrying 108 weapons, including AK-47s. Ben Carson mentioned absolutely use drones and maybe have the idea of a missile strike to blow up these cartel lookouts where they live in. Some members of the media were aghast he said such a thing. He said, look, we're fighting a war here. We should talk to military leaders and law enforcement leaders to see what we need to do."
17 to 30% of those caught already have a criminal record in the United States. So they're entering, so they've already been here, and they already have a criminal record established here in our country. Never mind their country of origin.
Well, my suggestion is, obviously, we either keep them locked up or do something that prevents them from going there and coming back.
But hey, now the Holy Father Pope Francis is promoting the full-scale invasion of the United States, claiming he would attempt the crossing of Mexico to the U.S. if he had time. What Pope Francis might uncover is it's a lot easier than he thinks. John Bound for Infowars.com.
Symbols are powerful, and the globalists have hijacked the symbols of America. They've turned them into their own symbols. Well, we are restoring the idea of the true republic, not the counterfeit globalist empire, by promoting the icon George Washington and others. That's why we're rolling out an 100% made in America line of incredible pro-liberty apparel. We are repopularizing liberty. We are helping fellow Americans rediscover what made this country great. We are the spirit of 1776. We are 1776 worldwide. We are all brothers and sisters in arms in the animating contest of liberty in the long march towards humanity's ultimate destiny of freedom. Visit madein1776.com today and vote with your dollars to promote truly made in America, high-quality products, and promote the ideals of liberty.